and welcome back to another Tutorial Tuesday. My name is Crystal. Today we're going to be doing the new TYLA Trend. This dance is not very long, but it's a really intricate hip movement that I know a lot of people struggle with. So I'm going to break it down for you today. So if you don't like the idea of having an almost 4-year-old teaching you how to move your hips, move along. We don't need any haters here. But if you're ready to learn with me, don't worry, I gotcha. Let's get started. Okay, so there are a few things that I want you to think about before you get started. First is dress the part, okay? This is kind of like a hip hoppy down into the ground dance. So big pants, tight top, that's the look. It's gonna kind of, tennis shoes. It's gonna help you kind of get into the feel of this dance. Number 2, don't be afraid to look the fool, okay? The beginning of this, we're all gonna look a fool. Nobody succeeds in doing this movement the very first time. It's practice. The third thing I want you to remember is that there are 2 basic movements in this and that you have to put them together. That's the hardest part, all right? One is my footwork, one is my hip movement, okay? So we are going to get started with our hip movement. If you have never heard this before, my hip movement comes from my knees. So actually the movement from one hip, that shift from one to the other, I use by flexing one knee, bending another, right? So straightening one, bending the other, that's gonna give me my side to side motion, that tilt, okay? The other part of this hip movement is the tip forward and back of the pelvis, right? I don't actually ever wanna squeeze in like this, doing this. This I call granny booty. I want my pelvis to be neutral and then to the back, because I'm trying to accentuate my butt cheeks, okay? So we're doing I'm doing a counterclockwise circle, okay? So we're just gonna stand in place, all right? And I want you to practice circles, whichever way you're better. Try to be neutral in the middle. It's more about that throwback, So I want you to think that your tailbone has like a string on it and it's pulling up to the ceiling as far as you can go. Boom, 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 right? Again, remember your knees are bent. You're gonna get way more movement in your hips if your knees are bent, okay? That's part number 1. Part number 2 are the feet. This is a little bit harder. I'm gonna give you 2 options. The first one's the more advanced one, okay? I'm going to be shifting myself to the left, okay? So I'm going on my toe and my heel, on my toe and my heel. Yeah, so you see I'm switching? My weight's on my toe and my heel, weight's on my toe and my heel. Even when you're practicing this, try to maintain a little flexion in both your knees because that's going to help you with your hips, right? So now, as you switch toe and heel, so I'm on my heel on the left, toe on the right, I'm going to spin in. So my knees go out, right? So I'm going to go knees out, then I shift so that I have my heel on the other, toe on the other, and bring your knees in. Switch, out, switch, in, switch, out, yes? So I'm traveling to my left, and the way that it's done, eventually with a lot of practice, almost looks like a glide. So once you learn the actual foot movement, my goal is gonna be to try to make sure I stay on the same level, right? That takes a lot of work, a lot of practice if it doesn't come naturally to you. If you don't wanna do that and you still wanna do this dance, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels. Still very doable, okay? Still very, very doable. Pick what you want to do, but same thing. Try to make sure you stay on the same level, all right? Now, we learned our hips, we learned our feet. Now you got to put them together, okay? That's the hard part. All right, so again, I'm going counterclockwise with my hips. You do not have to go counterclockwise. It doesn't matter with your feet. It's whatever, you can go both ways. I just kind of look like an idiot trying to go clockwise, okay? But if your hips go better clockwise, do them clockwise. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna break down our feet first for the actual dance. So the actual dance goes 1 and 2 and 3. That's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna pop my knee up, and then when I land, I want to make sure I'm hitting open position with the knees to transition back into that foot movement to my left, okay? So I'm going to do 3, 1, 2, 3, and knee, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just taking steps. Now I'm gonna do the actual footwork. Don't do the hips yet, just ground yourself, okay? So we went 1, 2, 3, pick it up, pick your booty up too, and when you land, you're gonna land open. 1, 2, 3, you can do 4. However many you wanna do that at the end, 4 to finish that 8 count, okay? Now, getting into it, a lot of girls, I've seen some girls have their hair up and they do a whip to get into it and then they're prepped down. Most of the images I saw, girls and boys, are down low here with a hand here, whatever. Try to just hang, okay? Hand here is fine. The idea is the pelvis movement and then they pick it up. When they go to the back, they're standing up a little bit more, right? Because they're trying to accentuate the butt movement, okay? So, all together. Now we're gonna try to do butt and feet. When my knees are out, that's when my pelvis is furthest back. When I close, that's when it's forward, right? So try to get at least forward or backwards going in that direction. Try it again, so we go open and open and open, switch, open, 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 yeah? Practice, I promise. I know you probably look a fool, but it's practice, okay? So, from the beginning, they're playing kind of, boom, 5, 6, 7. They switch 8 to go 1, 2, 3, switch, 1, 2, 3, done. That's it. That's it. Now that I broke down the movement for you guys, it is your turn. Now it is up to you to practice, okay? So again, it doesn't all come easily, okay? It takes practice. Break each of those movements down. Make sure you know that. I do have a practice video that goes with music. So break it down slowly. I go slow, medium, and then full speed, which isn't really fast, but the movement is difficult. So it's all about practice. Please remember that. Practicing the movement right, not just running it and doing it wrong, but making sure you're doing the movement correctly. I hope this helped. Drop a comment below if you have another tutorial you'd like to see me do. But thank you so much, you guys. Love you guys. We'll see you guys next time.